everyone, and welcome back to the Comic Cave. So, as you know, today's the comic segment where we talk about what's been going on in the news, but I also show you my favorite picks of comics. Today I'm going to talk about some of the comics that came out this week that I thought are interesting. You could possibly pick them up pretty cheap from your local comic store. And I've brought a couple of big issues this week. I think you'll agree they are awesome. And I'll tell you about why, if you see them, why you should try and grab them, what's the first appearance, why it'll go up. This is my passion. I absolutely love it. So please remember to hit the subscribe button, tell your friends, and hopefully we can make this channel amazing. So let's first start off with the new comics this week, because I think there was some interesting stuff that happened. Iron Man 24, so I'll put a picture up. Riri Williams gets a superpower. Now, this doesn't make much sense to me, but anyway, now she can teleport apparently. In Bloodline, Daughter of Blade. So I've spoken about this before in her first appearance in the Free Comic Book Day comic, but she has her own series that's coming out, and we finally get a look at that and what she looks like. DC's new Golden Age introduces new villains and lost sidekicks. That's quite interesting. I think the one that I have to be happiest about is Deadpool Volume 8 is out. And there were only 12 variants for issue 1, well, as far as I know. Now, that might sound heavy to you. I might have missed one or two, but I'm happy. Batman 50 was the one that killed it for me. Now, there are 121 cover variants. I've spoken about it before. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I am trying to collect the complete Batman run. I buy as many variants as possible. And from there, I decided to stop because I just couldn't afford it. And I refused to be, essentially I felt like they were making a fool out of me. Now, let me talk about my comic picks for this week. So I usually take 3 expensive and 3 semi-affordable comics that are keys. This one, as you can see, it is not super high grade, but low grade is better than no grade. This is Avengers issue 1. This is from 1963. It's the first appearance of the Avengers as we know them, as a team. And what's interesting is the next year, in 1964, we had Avengers issue 4, which is the first appearance of Captain America in the Silver Age. So as you know, he was in the Golden Age, but those comics are just, I can't afford them. So Avengers issue 1 and 4 from the 60s, huge comics. I'll put some prices up. I was lucky to get them when I did. As I say, they aren't in high grade at all, but I love them. Then the next big one would have to be Incredible Hulk issue 6. Now, this is the first appearance of Metal Master, but what's interesting about this comic is that there were only 6 issues. So they started off the Incredible Hulk issue 1 from 1962. Then there were 6 issues. Then it went on to Tales to Astonish from issue 60. And then Incredible Hulk only started again in issue 102. So this is the last issue before it jumps to issue 102. Very interesting. I love collecting Silver Age books like this because they're just so hard to find. Now, sticking with that same era in DC, this is beautiful. I was so lucky to grab a copy of this. Now, as you can see, this is homage cover to, but this is a Neil Adams cover that's very famous. It's Batman issue 227. Expensive. If you can see the way I've bagged and boarded these comics though, and it's something I've spoken about in a previous video, I use Mylar and I use Golden Age bags and boards, but then I don't let the Mylar touch the actual backing board at the back. I have interleaving microchamber paper on the inside, middle, and back covers. So this is, as far as I know, the best way to protect comics that I can. Onto the slightly more reasonable and you can get like comics that I think are going to go up in price. This is Nova One. This is the first appearance of Richard Rider in his first appearance. Now, what makes this interesting and why I think this is a good pick to go for, it's because there's supposed to be a Marvel special presentation coming out, and where I think Richard Rider is going to meet Sam Alexander, who will also be another Nova. Again, great comic to go for. If you can find this, grab it now. It's going to go up in price. Then some runs, which are very good and very underpriced. Now, if you see this in a box, I suggest you grab it. So one of my favorite African-American characters in the X-Men, after Storm, obviously, has to be Bishop. So you probably all know about Bishop, but this story arc, it's 3 issues, X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 281, 282, and 283, shows you how Bishop comes into the X-Men, but also his first appearance. Relatively cheap, grab them if you can, especially with this current comic correction. Now's the time to grab issues like that. And my last character would have to be Punchline. So you can see this clown-looking hot girl there. That is Punchline. Now, she's a new DC character. Her first appearance is in Hell Arisen issue 3. Now, why I brought all these other comics is I want to show you the difference between, this is a first print, and I've shown you before how to read a barcode, but compare that to the second print, and you can see the color on the comic is slightly different. They look the same, but the coloring of the red and the yellows are different. And compare that then to the third print. So I love these when they do the different prints and different colors. I grab them, especially on keys. This is the variant of this. So everyone, if you can get yourself a copy of Hell Arisen, I know it's reasonably priced at the moment, so I suggest you try and find one. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time out. I love comics. It's my passion. And as always, hope you have an awesome week, and I'll catch you on the side of the flipping. Okay, bye.